Hi everybody, this is Kaiser. I'm the Director of New Media Development for the Sun Journal, and I just wanted to show everybody how they can do pulled pork at home. So in front of me I have two Boston butts, as they're called, pork roast with the bone in. So what we're going to do right now is just rub the roast. Take a handful of your rub, and they call it rub because you actually have to rub it in. So just kind of massage it in, be sure to get all the surfaces of the meat. So we're going to let these rest for a little bit at room temperature. What will happen is a lot of the sugar and the salt that's in here will start to absorb some of the moisture in the roast, and you'll see this kind of wetness that will appear, which is very important for the caramelization that's going to happen as we slow cook it. Well, we've talked about the software, which is our meat, so let's talk about some hardware here. Most people will have a covered grill. You could have a big smoker, which we'll be firing up later, but for the home cook, any covered grill is going to work fine. But one of the things that you're going to have to do is bank your coals on one side, because what we want to do is a process called indirect cooking. Also, in my grill, I have at the bottom a pan full of water. If you have some apple cider laying around, throw it in there. Some people may put some vinegar in there to kind of induce more flavor through the long cooking process. Another thing that we're going to be introducing into the fire is wood. We want to generate some smoke. I'll be using a combination of hickory wood as well as apple wood. Okay, our temperature is about 250, which is a little hot. We're going to look for a temperature of about 180 to 225 for the next 10 hours. So as you can see, the grill is ready, the smoke is coming out, so it's time to get our pork roast on the grill. Again, very important to position them away from the fire. That's all there is to it. So it's been 12 hours now, and the pork has been wrapped in foil. After about 6-7 hours, it had a good bark on it, so I didn't want that bark to get real bitter, which is why I wrapped it up in foil. So as you can see, we still got some smoke going on. Even though it won't be imparting any flavor, we're still trying to keep that temperature around 200 degrees. Low and slow is the way you want to go. So let's see what we got. Wow. Yeah, that looks good. See, we got a nice bark on there. Most of the fat has rendered off at this point. So now the trick is to get it out of here. It's so tender that it's just going to fall apart. So yeah, as you can see, so this is when you got to use the spatula. And don't let the color of that bark scare you. It looks burnt, but I assure you that is nothing but flavor there. Alright, so now let's go in and shred it up and get it ready. Okay, the meat's on the cutting board. We're going to basically shred it with a couple of forks after 12 hours on the grill. As you can see, it's just melt in your mouth, kind of fall apart. Still a little hot, so usually I would just handle it, but I got kind of tender fingers. Don't want to burn myself. What we'll do is mix the bark in with the meat, and also some of the cider-based sauce that we made earlier that we used for basting we'll also mix in to here. It'll make a real nice flavor. I also picked up some apple cider from one of the local apple orchards here, so I'm going to mix a little bit of that in there too, and that'll make it taste like fall. Baked potatoes are on the grill too.
Where the forks are right here.